Good morning, children. I hope you have completed the portion that I taught yesterday. Okay. So today we will see the interchange of degrees of comparison. That is page number 229. You can turn to page number 229 in your Total English book. Okay. So we can change the degrees of comparison of an adjective or adverb in a sentence without changing the meaning. See, sometimes for the exam, a sentence in a positive or comparative or superlative will be given, and you will be asked to change into another degree of comparison. If positive is given, sometimes you will be asked to change it into comparative or superlative. Okay, so when you change, the meaning should not be changed. Okay, the meaning should be the same as we had in the sentence given. Okay, so we can change the degree of comparison of an adjective or an adverb without changing the meaning. Now we'll see these examples, okay, in your textbook, and you can look here or in your textbook, see the examples. So the first one, the sentence is in the positive form. See, no other metal is as valuable as gold. No other metal is as valuable as gold. So, how to write in the comparative? See, as valuable as plus the adjective plus as valuable as gold. No other metal is as valuable as gold. Then the comparative degree. Okay, so gold is more valuable than any other metal. Okay, so it should be excluded, any other metal. So gold is more valuable, that is more than 2 syllable. The adjective is more than 2 syllable, so we can use more to that is the comparative form, more valuable. And then the comparative form is always followed by than. Okay, always remember that. Taller than, shorter than, longer than, more beautiful than, more careless than, more careful than. Okay, so more valuable than any other metal. Okay, not other metal, any other metal. That means gold is excluded from the group. Okay, so gold is more valuable than any other metal. That is the comparative form. Now the superlative. Gold is the most valuable of all the metals. Okay, so now see, the superlative form is most valuable. So we have learned that when you use the superlative degree of comparison, okay, you have to use the definite article the. So gold is the most valuable of all the metals. Okay, now of all the metals, that means including gold. Gold is the, in that group, gold is the most valuable. Okay, so you always remember that when you use the superlative degree, you have to use the definite article the, otherwise it's wrong. The tallest, the highest, the most valuable. Okay, uh, the tiniest, the shortest. So use the definite article before the superlative degree. Okay. Now see the sentence number 2. Ashoka was one of the greatest kings. One of the Ashoka was one of the greatest kings. See here, the greatest kings. That means the first sentence is, or in the first sentence, the adjective is used in the superlative form. See, the greatest. So Ashoka was one of the greatest kings. That means there were kings as great as Ashoka, not only Ashoka. Okay, not only Ashoka was great. So okay, the sentence is in the superlative degree. That means the adjective. Ashoka was one of the greatest kings. One of the greatest kings. Now, how to write in comparative? Ashoka is greater. Okay, so greatest, the comparative form, greater than. Ashoka was greater than most other kings. Most other kings or many other kings. Okay, so Ashoka was greater than most other kings. Now, positive. Very few kings were as great as Ashoka. That means only very few kings who were great as Ashoka. Very few kings were as great as Ashoka. Here, the positive form is used, as great as. Okay, so very few kings were as great as Ashoka. That is the positive. Comparative, Ashoka was greater than most other kings, and superlative, Ashoka was one of the greatest kings. See, so you have to remember the sentence beginning with very few. Okay, so this keep uh, keep this in mind. Okay, now third one, Ahmed is more intelligent than Fatima. Ahmed is more intelligent than Fatima. More intelligent than. So, okay, naturally you might have understood that is the comparative form. More intelligent than. Okay, so when you use the comparative degree of an adjective, you have to use than. Okay, uh, that is, Ahmad is more intelligent than Fatima. And Fatima, okay, how to write in the positive form? Fatima is not so intelligent as, okay, not so intelligent as Ahmad. Now, fourth one, we have never seen so beautiful a city as Bengaluru. We have never seen so beautiful a city as Bengaluru. So that is the positive form. The adjective used here is the positive form. Beautiful. Now what is the comparative form? More beautiful. And what about superlative? Yes, most beautiful. Okay. So the next sentence should, okay, you have to say in the comparative. How to change into comparative. The meaning should not be changed. Bengaluru is more beautiful than any other city that we have seen. Bengaluru is more beautiful than. See, more beautiful than. So, comparative, when you use the comparative form of the adjective, always use than. More beautiful than. Only when we use that OR words, that is superior, junior, senior, inferior, okay, only those words we use to that word we use with that adjective we use to. All other was we have to use what than. Okay, Bengaluru is more beautiful than any other city that we have ever seen. Now, in the superlative, Bengaluru is the most beautiful city that we have ever seen. See the superlative, the most beautiful city. And see these sentences, the meanings have not been changed, only the grammatical changes. Okay, so the meaning is not changed. So when we change from one degree to another degree of comparison, the meaning should not be changed. The meaning should not be changed. Okay, now we have an assignment. Okay, 10 sentences are there. Okay, 10 sentences are there. The first, okay, that is change the degrees of comparison without changing the meaning. Okay, the first one, I want everyone to look into your Total English book, page number 229. This stone is less heavy than that. Less heavy than that. Okay. So you have to use another degree of comparison. Okay. This stone is less heavy than that. So we can use, okay, start with that stone is, so this stone is less heavy. That means which is more heavy? That stone. So we can start, that stone is heavier than this. Okay. So I want you to write, okay, this in the grammar book. Now, when I'm taking the class for, okay, you can just write here as sentences, and later on, these assignments you have to write in the grammar notebook. Okay, you have to write it. I know some children just put arrow mark or cut some words. Okay, don't do like that. I want you to write the full sentence correctly. Okay, so how that stone is heavier than this. Okay, so one more I'll do for you. Our horse is better, sorry, oh yes, our horse is better trained than yours. Our horse is better trained than yours. Okay, so the answer is your horse. Okay, please listen carefully and write there. Your horse is not as well trained as ours. Your horse is not as well trained as ours. Okay, so that is the answer. Okay, I'll wait for you. I'll give you some time and then we are going to discuss, or we'll check the answers. Okay, please do from 3 to 10. Okay, I'm waiting here. So do 3 to 10. Okay, I hope you need only 5 minutes. Is it okay? So sentence number 3, kindness is the greatest virtue in the world. Okay. So third sentence, uh, the adjective used there is the superlative form. Yes, that is a superlative form. So you can write in, okay, positive. Just write, okay. You can either write in the positive or in the uh, comparative form. Okay. So third sentence. Okay. We'll see the third sentence. How did you write? Okay. So the third sentence, the adjective used here is the superlative, the greatest virtue in the world. So how can we write in the comparative degree? No other virtue in the, okay, sorry, positive. No other virtue in the world is as great. See, as great as. So great, that is the positive form. No other virtue in the world is as great as kindness. Okay. Now, if you want to write in the comparative form, how you will write in the comparative form? Since it is given in the superlative, okay, two other options are there. So just now we said uh, how to write in the positive form. Now, if you are writing in the comparative form, that means you are using the comparative form of the adjective. How you will write this sentence? Okay, the sentence will be like this. Kindness is greater than all other virtues in the world. Kindness is greater than all other virtues in the world. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, now fourth sentence. Greenland is the largest island. Okay, there also the sentence is in the uh, okay superlative. Okay, Greenland is the largest island. So there are two options. That means either you write in the, okay, otherwise two you can write, so that you will learn both comparative and positive. Okay, so first, okay, positive form. How you will write in the positive? No other island is as large as Greenland. No other island is as large as Greenland. I hope you are writing, okay? Because I am telling both the answers. For the exam, you will be asked to write only 1 degree, but okay, you can learn both now. Now, if you want to use the comparative degree, okay, how you will write that sentence? So positive, we told no other island is as large as Greenland. Now, comparative. Greenland is larger than, okay, Greenland is larger than any other island. Greenland is larger than any other island. Greenland is larger than any other island. Okay, now see fifth. Mount K2 is less high than Mount Everest. Mount K2 is less high than Mount Everest. So that is in the comparative degree. Okay, less high. So less high than Mount Everest. Okay. So is a comparative is given. So less high than Mount Everest. So less high. So if you are writing again in the comparative form, you can write Mount Everest is okay in another way without changing the meaning. Mount Everest is higher than Mount K2. Okay, Mount Everest is higher than Mount K2. Otherwise, if you are going to write in the superlative, Mount Everest is the highest mount. Mount Everest is the highest. Mount Everest is the highest of all the mountains. Now, 6. There are few cities in India as hot as Agra. There are few cities in India as hot as Agra. So as hot as, that means the positive form is used. As hot as, that is the positive form. Okay, so how do you write? See the sixth sentence. So we can write in the comparative form. See how Agra is hot, hotter, or hottest, which is correct. Yes, Agra is hotter than many other cities in India. Okay, Agra is hotter than many other cities in India. Okay, now seventh one. This book is less expensive than the one we bought yesterday. This book is less expensive than the one we bought yesterday. So how we are going to write that? This book, okay. So comparative is given. We can write in the positive. How we'll write in the positive? This book is not as expensive as the one we bought yesterday. This book is not as expensive as the one we bought yesterday. Okay. Now 8. I'm as strong as he is. I'm as strong as he is. Okay. So as strong as, that means there also the positive form of the adjective is used. Positive form of the adjective is used. So, okay, how to write in the comparative form? He is not stronger than I am. He is not stronger than I am. I hope you are writing the sentences. 9. He is less intelligent than his cousin. So who is more intelligent? Cousin. Is it? Yes. So he is less intelligent than his cousin. So we can write like this. He is not as intelligent as his cousin. He is not as intelligent as his cousin. 10. Nehru was one of the great leaders. Nehru was one of the great leaders. That means we have some leaders as great as Nehru, not only Nehru. That's why the sentence Nehru was one of the great leaders. Okay, some other leaders are also great. Okay, so how you'll write that sentence in the comparative form? Nehru was greater than many other leaders. Okay, Nehru was greater than many other leaders. Nehru was greater than many other leaders. So if you want, okay, if you want to write it in the positive, how you will write? Nehru was sorry, very few leaders, very few leaders were as great as Nehru. Is it? Very few leaders were as great as Nehru. Okay, I hope you have written the answers. Okay, I hope you have written the answers, and I'm going to give this as homework. Okay, the next page, okay, it starts in this page only. Rewrite the following according to the instruction given after each. Change only enough to do what you are asked and make correct sentence. Do not alter the meaning. That means do not change the meaning. You have to make your sentence say the same thing but in a different way. So we are not going to change the meaning. Meaning will be the same and we are going to, okay, say it in another way. Okay, first one I'll do for you. One, very few countries are as hot as Nigeria. Very few countries are as hot as Nigeria. Okay, I will write Nigeria is hotter than many other countries. Nigeria is hotter than many other countries. Okay, so okay, the rest of the sentence, that is 10 sentences are there. Okay, so first one I told you, second onwards do it as a homework. So the next, in the next class I'll just send you the answers, or I'll tell you the answers. Okay, okay children, please go through the textbook and then do this homework also.